What
can't find
happened?
the I can't find the window to hit. Here we go.
Oh no.
Christ.
Oh no,
Ça
this
vous
is
dit dévier chaud?
I have seen the dark shadows moving in the woods, and I have no doubt that whatever I have resurrected
is it playing? What happened?
calling.
I Yeah, it can't should be find the playing. window to hit.
David, you look
Oh
absolutely
no.
terrific, honestly. You've got like glue
Oh
on.
no, this
This is where the worst begins. This is where we must stop. For beyond is the work of madness. The nightmare of insane murder and lingering death. Get inside and lock your doors. Close your windows.
Someone is watching you. Someone is waiting for you. Someone wants to scare you to death.
This is Albert from the Tuesday Show. You're listening to the goddamn Dave Hill Show, now on a flipping Monday.
You guys there?
no, you're an angel witch. I need to start my video. Now I'm here. Is that song still playing? Anyway.
No, I think you have the YouTube window open.
Oh. What the hell's with me? This show, I'm sick of how slick this show has gotten in the last few minutes.
I know.
That
opening
anyway,
was a little too slick.
Hello and welcome to the Dave Hill. I don't even know the name of the title. The Dave Hill Goodtime Hour, formerly known as Dave Hill's Podcasting Incident, or the goddamn Dave Hill Show, or the gosh darn Dave Hill Show. We basically fused every podcast I've ever done pretty much into just one technically slick operation with a new logo by Danny Hellman that we still need to add to the intro video. Anyway, hello. How are you? I'm incredible. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. I hope you're staying safe, healthy, and sexy. Chris, Des, how are you guys doing?
Wonderful.
I'm great.
Great to
You
see
guys-
you, Dave.
What's that?
Great to see you again.
Oh, thanks. Feeling good. Really good.
Excellent.
No, I don't know. I there's the slick new logo. If we haven't shared it, for those of you watching live in the video or watching on YouTube, I realize the majority of people will hear this just as a podcast, and they'll be like, "What are you talking?" Well, I guess you can see that. I guess wherever the podcast is now, the new logo is as well. That's the hope, anyway. Anyway, Chris, is that the case? You're the brain behind the operation.
Yeah, Maximum Fun actually just emailed me like 5 minutes ago and said that they've completely updated their website with the new info. So
Oh,
Never
sick!
mentioned that bio.
This is
Yeah.
sick.
we need a bio
Wait,
for
we can't
Des.
hear. We can't hear. We don't need to. Don't pull back the curtain and let people know about the administrative behind the scenes work of this show
What kind of bio
that
do you
we're waiting on a bio from Des.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is like maybe we can write Dez's bio in real time tonight.
I don't know if
Yeah, can you turn the music down, Chris? Turn it always down, or I'll flip out. I didn't say off. Just turn it down.
Is that better now?
Well, in that I can't hear it. I kind of like it.
How about that?
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Kath T says, your dad must be happy about the new name of the show. I haven't told him yet. My dad, he's got a lot going on. I haven't told him that the show is back, or he doesn't. I guess I should tell him as the point. He has a full life. I don't know if I talked about this last week. But my dad, is finally able to see him last week. I've been waiting to see him for months and months. And finally, his retirement community is allowing, visitors. And then, so I thought he'd be like, get it here as fast as you can, Dave. My boy. Not that he ever calls me that. But, and he was like, yeah, no rush. I need a haircut. You don't have to rush over here. So I was like, good. I'm coming anyway. And we hung out. It was wild.
How's his hair looking?
It's pretty long, I have to say. It's the longest I've ever seen it in my life.
he's done the full lockdown without a haircut.
He has not had a haircut, to my knowledge, in 6 months.
It's a while.
But he said he was getting one. So his, yeah, it's pretty shaggy. It looks like, who's the guy? Who's Tom Snyder? Kind of like, looks like Tom Snyder, the talk show host.
Yeah.
Who used to- yeah,
He went after Letterman.
yeah. He was, he would smoke, which was always impressive.
Yeah.
I always like when there's smoking on a talk show. I feel like that it doesn't happen anymore. But
It should.
it was strong when it did.
I know it's because you ever seen like Dave Chappelle will smoke on stage quite a bit, and he gets away with it because he's Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how good you have to be as a performer to be able to smoke on stage, and no one gives a shit.
To just smoke.
Yeah.
Smoke it up. Yeah. I hope to get to that point of just smoking. I did my first in-person show in 6 months.
Oh yeah.
Not to brag. This
How was
past
it?
Friday, it was sold out.
Ooh,
Tim Kantz was there. I see him in the
nice.
chat there. It was sold out, which is to say, I think there's like 20 people.
Good time.
I think it was sold out and not everyone showed up.
Oh,
But
no.
that's all right. As long as they paid the admission, you don't have to show up. But I was really anxious about it, and it was really fun.
It's
So there.
outdoors.
I hope it was fun for others. Yes, it was outdoors. I'm not doing indoor shows
They get the
until maybe when I get back to New York, and I you know, and I
There's no indoor
only my
shows here.
killing myself to worry about. um, then maybe I will. But I was just drinking some water. I'm getting really good at drinking water.
Me too.
Tim Kantz said the show sucked. JK, it was sweet. He made Tim Kantz, thanks to Tim Kantz, who was at the show, he made bookmarks with the Dave Hill Goodtime, our logo on them. The logo designed by the great Danny Hellman.
Did you pay the licensing fee?
Yes, my lawyers are suing the fuck out of him right now. What else can I tell you? We have an incredible guest. We're going all the way back to the beginning. For the first, how long of the goddamn Dave Hill show on WFMU? I have to like crunch the numbers. I don't know, but my assistant Shaina Feinberg, and then she had a human baby and many botched cosmetic procedures, and she left and she has a new book coming out. She's a filmmaker. She's a multi-hyphenate, and she's going to be joining us tonight. And I'm very excited about that.
I'm excited. I've only met her, I think, once when I was on your
Well,
show a while ago. But
You're
then
in for a treat.
we found out today that Des has never met her.
Never.
Oh, I've kept them apart.
Yeah. I
Kept
came
them
on,
apart.
came on
much
around
as
the
possible.
end of 2015. So she was, and I think she was gone for a little bit before that still. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
She might have called in once.
Hmm.
while we were
Oh,
doing
she might have called in.
But yeah.
Oh, she might have. But yeah, she's going to be joining us shortly, and I'm glad I asked her. I didn't ask her. I should have asked her. Should have asked her sooner, but I didn't want to bother because she's been busy. I always feel bad asking my friends to do the show because I know they're so busy. I guess if I know what someone's up to, then I assume they're too busy to do this show. So it's better when I don't know what someone's up to because I'm always like, people are busy. Which is why I'm the worst. I'm the worst booker in the history of things, which is why Chris is the brains behind the operation. He's not afraid of people. I'm terribly afraid of people. A 1 and a 2 says, "Sure, Dave, you let her out of your locked basement finally." This is interesting because I was just talking about, I'm in northeastern Ohio area, which is pretty much the home of locking people in basements.
Right.
It happens a lot here.
That was in like a suburb of Cleveland, or is it outside of there?
Where
Ariel
Castro?
Castro.
That was in Cleveland proper. I believe it was in Ohio City, in an area where when I heard where he lived, I thought, yeah, if you were gonna keep someone in a basement for 10 years, that's where you would do it. It's that, which is not. I don't mean it. That's not a criticism. It's just an observation.
Yeah.
And then the other guy, Anthony Sowell, who kept people and dismembered people. He hit again in an air. The worst thing about him um, is if you if you had to focus on one thing of a guy who dismembered people, is not about him, I guess, but there was a sausage. Jumping around a lot here. There still is, I believe, a sausage company right across the street from where this guy lived, and they were getting all these complaints about how smelly their business was because people assumed the
Right.
horrible smell of rotting flesh. Certainly, that's coming from the sausage concern. But and they spent all this money to clean the place. The smell didn't go away, of course, because the rotting bodies were across the street in Anthony Sowell's house. What's my point? I'm just saying, if you, yeah, this is the town. There seems to be quite a bit of that in this town.
Yeah.
I'm not really that close to. I mean, I'm like 50 minutes from Cleveland.
Who was
Maybe
the?
not.
There was the ex-Nazi too. That was in Cleveland, right?
John Demjanjuk. Yeah,
Ivan the Terrible.
Ivan the Terrible. He was in, I think, Parma, Ohio. I believe he was. Yeah, just in. And again, if you were a Nazi killer, I mean a Nazi who is a killer, I should clarify, and you wanted to hide, Parma, Ohio, great place to do it.
Mm.
Last place that anyone would look. Anyway.
A lot of space in Ohio, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. In other news, wait, Seven Hills. Rob Jackson clarifies Seven Hills. He was in Seven Hills, which I think is next to Parma. It's a tomato scenario, I believe. What else is going on? I've been just minutes ago. I put down. I've been reading. Wait, this is breaking. Nikki Hislop says, Dave, did you know there is a David Hill winery in Oregon, or Oregon, as some people say? Not me, though I guess I should. I didn't know that, but put that on my list of things that I'm going to do on the other side of this pandemic.
Fuck yeah.
Last night I was watching, have you ever seen that movie With Nell and I?
No.
No.
Oh, it's really good. I've been meaning to watch it for many years now, and I finally did it. And the two guys, With Nell and I, in the movie, they drink a lot and they go to pubs. They're pretty much drinking in every scene and just having a good time is maybe not the accurate description. But I was just like, I can't wait to just get out there and just start partying.
Mm.
And on my list of places is now the David Hill Winery in Oregon, where Nikki Hislop and I are going to go there together. Wait, she just says I went there and it's amazing. She didn't say she went recently. Oh, this is the thing that I wanted to tell you, though. Do you think this show is getting too slick? This isn't what I wanted to tell you. But be honest.
No, I mean, I
Too
intentionally
slick.
put like roadblocks in there to make it less slick.
Slick is not a concern here. No, sir.
Yeah.
A 1 and a 2 says they're going to start a smack habit after the. I think now is the time to start the smack habit. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna have a nice time. Wait, Nikki Hislop went in August. How do you go to a winery during a pandemic?
They have outdoor seating, I bet.
I guess you can. What am I saying? Outdoor wine tasting. There we have it. She said it. I've been reading Rob Halford, his new book, Rob Halford, the singer for Judas Priest. That's what I wanted to talk about.
Get him on the show.
I was thinking that.
Is he doing the press junket?
He's doing a lot of press. I feel like it's possible. The song Jawbreaker by Judas Priest, basically almost every many 1 and a 2 confirms that they're going to start their smack habit now. And so a lot of the song Jawbreaker is about a blowjob. He basically throughout the book says like, oh, he basically was writing a lot of slipping a lot of stuff past literally millions of people, thousands of people. But I'm really enjoying the book. Right now, they're about to record Turbo Lover. That's how far I am in the book. So we're getting into
Good stuff.
I guess we're in the late 80s. But
Does it cross over with KK Downing's book at all?
well, they're basically telling us a lot of. Well, I read KK Downing's book
Mm-hmm.
and really enjoyed it. I have to say, I'm kind of enjoying Rob Halford's book a bit more.
I mean, it's like interesting to read two perspectives of the same, same story sometimes.
There's a lot more talk of glory holes in Rob Halford's book.
I'd
I
imagine.
have to say. But no, they're both very good books, and I'm going to give a full book report on Rob Halford's book when I'm done. I did talk to KK Downing. I don't know why it's so hard to say KK Downing, but yeah, I recorded an interview for the goddamn Dave Hill show when I was doing that at WFMU. And what else did I? Oh, I had something really. Oh, this is what I want to say. I must have told this story 70,000 times. I've interviewed Rob Halford before, and he was a delight. Des, did I tell you this story?
I believe I have heard it. But you can,
Is it worth telling again, or I probably shouldn't tell it?
it's always worth telling.
It's a classic. It's the classic. I tell it every Christmas.
Yeah.
Every Christmas I like to gather the kids around. No, I was invited. The first album that they did back with when Rob Halford rejoined the band. I was writing this column for Blender magazine. This was years ago, and I was invited to go.
That was like Maxim with music, right?
That's exactly right, Chris. So I was invited to go listen to the album at like Sony Studios in New York, and it was like a for whatever. It was early. It was like 10 in the morning or whatever. I didn't pee on his shoes. That's a good guess, but it was like full, bagels, coffee, and listening to the album really, really loud with Rob Halford, KK Downing, and Glenn Tipton. The singer and the two guitar players from Judas Priest. And then they're like, okay, now we're going to do interviews. So I was waiting and waiting. And then I asked the publicist, I said, do I have time to go to the bathroom? And they said, sure. So I go, and I had to use the stall. That's all I'll say. And I go in there, and then I see these feet appear next to the urinal, right next to the stall. And I was like, gosh, that would suck if that's Rob Halford. I hope that's not Rob Halford. That'd be awkward. Turned out it was Rob Halford. And then I interviewed him immediately afterwards, even though he knew I was.
You think that was on it? You think that was on his mind the whole time? He's like, this guy.
He didn't shake my hand because I think he knew where it had just been.
It's an unfortunate situation.
And I understood. I respected it. Anyway, I'm hoping to tell that story on The Moth, or
Didn't like someone animate that story or something?
it was animated. I can't remember. Matt Arnold says, did he recognize? He didn't recognize me from being a Z-list celebrity because I was not yet a Z-list celebrity. I was arguably just a regular person. I was not a Z-list celebrity yet. So he did not recognize me, but he did recognize me as the guy who was at the sink washing his hands in this bathroom that only has a toilet and a urinal. So there can only be two people in there at a time for business purposes. One Glad Girl says that's a George Costanza moment. It is.
No question.
That's why I'm hoping to tell it on The Moth. I don't know why The Moth hasn't. I referenced them so much.
Have you ever done
that's
that?
right. I have to. I did the Moth at the Aspen Comedy Festival. Was the only time I like really did it. Really did it. It was me, John Oliver,
Oh wow.
and one of the Baldwins, Billy Baldwin. Is that right? It was like one of the good Baldwins.
Okay, yeah, I think that was Billy.
He's
Well,
a
I think
good one.
there's two good ones and two bad ones, right?
I know at
There's
least
the
one bad one.
Christian. There's the crazy Christian one.
That's Steven.
Alec, and then Daniel.
There's the what's that?
Steven's the Christian. Then there's Alec, and I mean, he is what he is. And then there's the other one. He was just kind of a mess.
Yeah, not the mess, not the Christian, not Alec.
That's it. Yeah, that's.
So I did it, and it was those two, and then maybe one or two other people in Aspen. That was way back in 2007. Wow. Just my skin was so soft then. And then what I just blacked out. I'm trying to read the comments, and someone asked something and I can't remember. I blacked out.
Baldwins.
Anyway,
we could have talked
Baldwins. Oh,
there's also
and then,
Adam Baldwin, who I don't think is related to the other Baldwins, and he's like a crazy Trump supporter.
I think the Christian Baldwin is as well.
Yeah,
but there's many famous Baldwins. There's James Baldwin that Kath T in the chat mentioned. Anyway, so that's two Baldwins down for me. I have Alec, Billy. No, I don't have the other two. Collecting Baldwins.
Our guest is backstage, FYI.
Oh my God. Let's bring her on.
Should we just bring her on without? She's just in the waiting room, so she's gonna come in cold.
Let's bring her on. I mean, let's just do it.
All right.
I mean, we can't talk to her secretly. Where is she? There she is. Oh, we're connecting audio. We can't hear her.
Oh.
Though she looks great. We can't hear you, Shaina.
Shane, I muted you right when you unmuted yourself.
Oh, this is a real comedy of errors.
What I'm saying about Slick.
Turn up your mic, Des.
See what I was saying about Slick? This is not it.
I know we can't hear her.
I can.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you are.
Wait, maybe I'll move to. Hold on.
Oh no, you're great now.
Now you're good.
You sure? Wait, I have this great red chair.
I like that we're getting a tour of your apartment while you're moving around.
Nice.
Okay, is that better?
Oh, this is great.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. I saw. Wait, what's the guy with the American flag's name? Des.
Des, hi.
I saw all of his wood panels, and I thought maybe I should show my.
That's impressive.
Oh yeah.
I respect that game for sure.
You know.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys both have strong woodwork.
Yeah.
Good fortune.
And bone structure.
Yeah, both of you, bringing a lot of heat in both departments.
Okay, and I have this.
Whoa.
Oh, that I don't have.
That's
is
like
that a young Keanu Reeves
that's
pillow?
Like River's Edge Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. So if we need it, it's here.
Has anyone seen?
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're the main event now.
Okay, great.
Everybody, welcome to the program, Shaina Feinberg.
Yay!
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for doing this.
I'm casually dressed.
Oh, that's okay. This is, as you know, I'm casually dressed as well.
I like it's like a sweater, or is it a shirt?
It's funny you ask. It just showed up in the mail today. It's both. It's a sweater and a shirt. It's like a knit. It's a knit, and it really keeps me honest because it's like it's one of that texture. I guess women don't have this problem, but it's basically I'm like one breath mint away from moobs if you with this fabric. Do you know what I'm talking
Oh
about?
yeah.
I'm not really, but like basically you can't have any moobs with this shirt.
Right. Because they would
Or you,
see them.
yeah, it's unforgiving with moobs. So I have to really just get super ripped all the time if I hope to continue wearing this shirt.
That's what Chris, my husband, got a pull-up bar, and
Ooh.
I've been doing push-ups on it, and I'm trying to get like a little more ripped, and I can feel it. You can't see it, but I can feel it right there.
Oh, I think, if anyone watching in the video, for those listening on audio, she's super ripped. Shayna Feinberg
Yeah.
is
Well, if
ripped.
you're just listening to me, you can tell that I
You
am.
can hear it.
Yeah.
Wait, now, how do you do a push-up on a pull-up bar?
Okay, you move it down to like the middle of the door frame, and then you go like this on it. So it's like easier than like I
Oh.
can't do a regular push up, but I can do them on there. So it's like angled, and I honestly can feel a difference.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. It's a thing that I feel like I've thought about since the pandemic hit.
I think the pandemic, you have a choice to either get super ripped or really just let yourself go.
Do
There's
you
only
think
two
it's kind of like
choices.
prison?
Yeah, it's basically like, I mean, though didn't someone described it as someone lashed out at Ellen for describing the pandemic as being in prison.
Oh well,
We didn't.
I'm sorry, I don't mean it like that. I
No,
don't
no,
mean
I
it
don't
like
think.
prison in that way. I just mean it's like when
No,
you
I
don't have
wasn't.
these choices. But I mean, I know very little about actually being in prison. I've only had one friend who's gone for a while, and then
Really?
yeah. Other than that, I only know people gone for very short amounts of time. But I think that the people I know have made a choice to either like become fit and like sober up or study more.
Study what?
Like they go to the library or something. And then you see, I don't know. These are just the people I know.
I was thinking of becoming fluent in French,
Have you
which
started?
I mean, I can't speak French at all. So, I mean, I have not started. I can say bonjour. I don't think that sounds convincing, though. Bonsoir.
I haven't studied anything really since. Yeah, I haven't done anything like that. I've taken some time to do some other projects.
Well, I'm excited. I would mention this earlier. You have a new book coming out in a matter
Yeah,
of three 3 months, almost
yeah. Two
three
and a half
months.
months.
Is it January 21st?
January 6th, actually.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of the
The
no,
night.
no. I don't know why I had 21st in my head. But everybody, let's let's get the Dave Hill effect going. Everyone pre-order it now.
Yeah, it's called
Tonight.
Everybody. And I did it. It's made by me and my friend Julia Rothman.
Whom you also do a New York Times column with her.
Yeah.
And which is my favorite thing about the New York Times
Yay.
currently.
Currently.
It's interesting stuff. It's always interesting and it's always beautiful to look at.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really fun to do.
And so, and then the book is a similar format.
Well, yeah, the book is about sex and bodies, and there's
Love it.
essays and interviews, and there's like 345 anonymous stories, and then there's illustrations and comics, and so she and I like collected the stories and got the essays and helped edit them and all that kind of thing.
Why didn't I get to tell an anonymous sex story from my
I
escapades.
you know what? Actually, you should have done is one of your short
An erotic short story, yeah.
story. That would have been really funny, actually.
I don't really have any good sexual stories, I don't think.
It was
They're
very
all very sad.
really.
No.
But even
No, but
like
I mean,
sex stories can be about like kissing or holding hands or like.
oh, I've got a lot of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be anything. Like we have like really intense ones, really funny ones. We have ones that are about like orgies, and then we have ones that are about like someone kissing someone for the first time, or people coming out, people losing their virginity, people having sex with their friends' dads. Like there's all kinds of.
Oh, wow. Well, you've just sold. I mean, I was going to buy the book anyway, but I'll buy 2 copies now. I'm curious about that story.
Yeah,
How
it's
many?
really interesting.
Does it spoil things to walk us through that, how that happened?
Yeah, that one is an anonymous story, and it was like it's a person who had like had a friend in high school, and they would go to their friend from high school's house all the time, and I guess maybe they weren't, I can't remember the details totally, but I think they weren't yet out like openly gay, and the parents were married like in a hetero relationship, and then years later the guy was at like a hookup place where people, you stroll around and meet people, and
Sure.
the dad of his friend's dad was there, and so they started having sex, and then it like went on for a long time.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it was sometime several years later.
Right.
Oh, okay. It wasn't like at the house.
Well, it doesn't mean that they don't have sex at the house. It's just that they didn't have sex.
Right.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Not when they were in high. But yeah, it was, yeah. But I mean,
Okay.
it's an interest. It was still, I mean, maybe I'm not telling it that well, but it's an interesting.
No, it's
There's
interesting.
so many stories that are like, when people would tell us the stories, it was like, whoa. And like some people would like see us with our sign on the street, and they would like make a beeline for us and be like, oh my God, I have never told anyone this story. I have to tell you this story.
Wait, I was about to ask you how you got people to tell the stories. You guys stood on the street with a sign? I assumed you put like a Craigslist ad out.
Well, we did it in a bunch of different ways. We had a website that people would write into. People would DM us. And then we also stood out on the street. We had this big sign. And so people would like come up to us and tell us stories. And some of them were like really confessional, like crazy stories. And some of them were just like simple things that they just kind of wanted to tell us. We learned so many things about people.
Wow. And where did you guys stand on the street and do this?
All over, like we went to Coney Island, we went to Fulton Mall, we went to Union Square, Washington Square. We went all over Manhattan and Brooklyn, and all over the place. And then we also went to New Orleans. We went down there for a special trip, and we met a ton of people from all over. Because like we went to New Orleans. Actually, some of the people that we met in New York weren't from New York. But in New Orleans, we went, we met all these people who were like just not from, they were from all over the world, or they were from all over the South, or all over the US. So that was cool.
What area had the best stories?
Seriously, like every single time we went out, we got some really good stories. And it would be interesting, like sometimes we would get like a person would come over with their friend, and their friend would be like, no, I don't want to tell a story. And then that person would tell a story, and then afterwards the friend would be like, oh, I guess I have this one story where like I'm super Christian and religious, but then I one time was on the beach with my parents and I just like went around the corner and had sex with someone on the beach. Like, you know, like they would just like reveal some story that's like, oh, well, that's a good story.
Yeah.
They would like like 5-10 minutes prior would be like, I don't have any story. I'm not sharing with you guys. No way. And then they would just be like, sure, I'll tell you this. Like, yeah, I had sex in the, what's that called, in the, like the where the waves lap, like not very far out,
Like a wave machine. Oh,
on the beach, you know, like, anyways.
who's knowledgeable about Des or Chris? Do you guys know what's it called? Yeah.
Like in
In
the
the
frosty part of where the I don't know.
the close to the beach.
Just down.
I don't know what that's called.
Down
What is
the
that
water's
called?
the water's edge. You know,
Yeah,
the
the
water's
right
edge.
the water's edge, and like their very religious family would be just like, you know, 20 feet away.
And they were just in the water porking.
Right, porking someone.
So they had nothing. I saw like a butt once at Jones Beach. Does that count as a sex story?
That sounds like a
Sure.
I saw my first boob,
Mm-hmm.
like in, you know, aside from, I guess, infancy to the age of 26. No, no, my first, you know, I was a young boy, like teen, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And my cousins took me to Jones Beach. And in that day, a big wave came, and a girl who was, you know, a little older than me, the waves came and knocked her top off. And I saw a boob for the first time in my life. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm having the best day. And then later, someone was like cleaning sand. This girl was cleaning sand out of her suit, and I saw a butt. So I saw a butt and a boob
See?
all in one day. I was like, I don't know how old, 12, 13. And I was super psyched.
Yeah.
Could not believe what a great day I was having.
Here's a question that we would have asked someone, like, if you, like yourself, who was like, I don't really have any. We would be like, well, how'd you learn about sex? Like, do you remember learning about it?
Yeah, I do. I remember I was in second grade, I think, and I actually remember the name of the kid. So I don't want to say his name because he's a grown man out there in the world now. But he told me that that babies came from a man puts his penis in the woman's butt and fertilizes the eggs. And so I was like, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Not thinking that he was wrong, but I thought I need to check on this.
Yeah.
And so I asked a kid from my neighborhood who was like in seventh grade. And he was like, nope, that's not it. And then he told me everything. And I was just like, whoa, what? He just told me everything one day after school.
Yes.
And
that story could have been in this.
Oh man, will there be a follow-up, a sequel?
Well, hopefully. Let me say,
everyone.
the butt pregnancy thing is a thing in the world, because other people told us that when they were little kids, someone like their older sibling or whatever would be like, if like Jonathan touches your butt, you'll get pregnant. Like, just touches your butt or whatever. Like, there's like a connection between butt and pregnancy. And then like people would be like, go for years, you know, definitely pre-sex years, but they would be like from 7 to 12, be like, oh my God, I hope I don't get pregnant by someone like touching my butt. Like, that's like a thing. So I think that your story is emblematic of a thing that was out in the world, or maybe perhaps still is.
It probably, well, who knows with the internet. I mean, I'm glad. I think I only had a few. I can't remember if I had the butt information and then the real information on the same day. It was definitely no more than It may have been like the next day, like because I think maybe I had two conversations with the kid who was telling me about the butt,
Hmm.
and then it was definitely within a 48-hour period that
Okay, so you weren't. It wasn't too long that you were.
I wasn't walking around with this information for a long time
Yeah.
about the butt. This is the same guy, and I know his name. I won't say his name either. Um, he's the one who explained all sorts of stuff to me. Like I remember there was an episode of Happy Days where they were no Laverne and Shirley, where they were stuffing their bras,
Uh-huh.
and they kept putting like clean tissue or whatever in their bras, and I was like, why are they doing that? I don't get it. Why would you do that?
Right.
And then he explained to me why they did that, like to make their chests look bigger. And I was like, well, why would you do that? I was like 6 years old,
Yeah.
blowing my mind.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. That kind of
I have a
thing.
lot. I could be in the
Yeah.
sequel.
There's all kinds. There's PG or G to what's the N? NR? I don't know. Not rated. Like it's so dirty. There's so many kinds of stories.
Does the book feature, does it escalate or does it does it jump around? Like, does it start with the butt pregnancy and then escalate to like whatever Chris gets up to? No, just kidding, Chris.
It's like it goes in sections. So it's like there's like it kind of I wouldn't say it's a straight line from like G to R rated or something like that, or butt stuff but it's like for the most part it's kind of escalating, as you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
But there's all kinds of things like it also deals with like pregnancy or like it's menopause, PMS, like
Yeah, it's
like all kinds
facets.
of bodies. It's bodies. So it is about like masturbate, like people learning how to masturbate or finding out about sex or losing their virginity or coming out. But then there's also stuff about all kinds of things.
So everyone should get this book because it has something for everybody.
It does. It really does. I really
no pun intended.
Out of it. I feel so lucky to have worked on it.
And it's called Everybody.
Yeah, 2 words. Everybody.
2 words. Yeah. Everyone go by Shaina Feinberg and Julie Rothman. Go get it. I'm super excited.
Thanks.
And now I'm excited to be. I mean, we're gonna keep talking about it. I'm just keep getting those plugs.
Plus, there's all these drawings and like there's illustrations, and then there's also thanks.
There we go, Chris.
But then there's also like comics, and it's really cool. There's lots of cool stuff.
Yeah, and I love Julia Rothman's illustrations. They're amazing.
Oh my god, they're so good. She's so talented, and like she's so good at like figuring out what people want to, like what's interesting to people, and it's great.
Jessica, but by the way, if anyone wants to call in with their own story or any questions for Shaina, the number, what is it, Chris? 347-474-0260?
That's exactly it.
That's 347-474-0260. If you would like to, I don't know, Shaina, could someone call in and share a story or
sure.
with a question? Jessica Kibble says, I have noticed that younger comics talk a lot about ass licking. Interesting. I have not noticed that.
I've noticed that.
You have noticed that?
Oh yeah. There's been an uptick.
There's an uptick in comedians talking about ass licking.
Oh yeah.
I think I don't know. We don't need to get into this. But I just think like if it's a thing, then they should go like, well, Someone else is talking about ass licking. I'm going to figure out something else to talk about.
Yeah.
I
It
think
kind of,
that's-
I feel like it's become a punchline. Like the comics who talk about ass licking is like the equivalent of like stool humping, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
trend.
So,
It is, yeah.
yeah. I don't like it. Not because it's ass licking. I just don't like trends.
Here's what I would like to
Trends.
propose to all those people. Make something else the butt of your joke or
No
your
pun
or
intended.
your button. Here's the thing we say in our house. I have a 5-year-old. We're always saying turtle herder. Like, imagine there's a person who's herding turtles. I want to see that trending. That's what I would like.
Yeah.
We say to each other, don't be a turtle herder. I don't know why. It just rolls off the tongue.
I like what does that mean?
I don't
Like
know.
herder, like
imagine,
a
herder. Yeah, like imagine you're like walking really slowly behind a bunch of turtles and like, come on.
oh, HERDER, not
Yeah.
someone who harms turtles.
No, a herder.
Okay, I
mean,
like
I don't
that
really know what
better.
it means, but I'm just saying, like, defy what people expect from comics and talk about something else. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Don't talk about butts to under 40, over 40.
What's the under 40
Trying-
over?
I don't know. The Saint Jessica Kibble, she was the one that was talking about the comedians talk. So I was trying to. She was saying that the comedians are talking about butt licking.
Yeah.
But where is this? Has this been since the pandemic, or have you noticed this for a while?
Oh, I've noticed this for a while, yeah. Like when I was going to a lot of open mics, you know,
Okay.
past 5 years or so. It's been a lot.
People have been talking about butt licking for that long?
Yeah. At the open mics, at least.
Some people are really into butt licking.
Is there much butt licking in your book? Not
There's a
to
little bit.
spoil.
There's some.
Interesting.
I'm sure Ira's got opinions on butt licking. He's on hold.
Okay, let's go for it.
Yeah.
We have a call.
Elvira, you there?
I'm here. Can you guys hear me? I'm inside of an isolation tank.
You're in an isolate. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Like an iron lung?
Well, kind of. It's a repurposed coal bin that I just put some liners in, and then it's filled with water, and then I float in it.
Oh.
Usually we have like bath salts and the such, but I've been kind of having to make do.
How did you get a coal bin in your house?
It was already here, and we're redoing our basement because that's now where our art studios are. And there was this old section, and it had a coal bin in it that's just been sitting there for 150 years. So I decided to give it some purpose. So that's where I'm calling you. I couldn't afford a hot tub.
You're submerged in water right now?
Yeah.
How are you on the phone?
Well, guess what? It's 2020, and most cell phones are waterproof.
Whoa.
Wait.
So
they are?
So your phone is submerged in water right now?
Well, no. I got my head out of water because I cannot communicate actually through water. So I am, for the purposes of communication of this of the rest of this conversation, I have taken my head out of said water. But I do have speakers attached right to the side of the, I guess you could call it the inner tank, and that vibrates it so I can actually hear podcasts and other things while I am submerged in the water.
Okay, what's your butt licking story? No, just kidding.
Well, I was going to talk about the first time I saw boobs, because I'm still doing those little elbow jives from then, because I still can't believe it happened to me. I was 14. I was living with my mom in Hawaii, and there was a French woman named Christine who just sunbathed naked.
Who's Christine?
She was a resident in the same hotel complex, or not hotel complex, apartment complex my mother was put up in. She was an archaeologist in Hawaii before she passed away. and
I'm sorry.
she was doing her job during the day. I went down to the pool, swimming around, saw Christine approach the pool, went down into the water, and when I came up, there was a topless, gorgeous woman in front of me, and I spent like 7 hours in that pool. It was the greatest experience of my life. It was one of those audible moments of where things changed.
Wait, you were 14 and she just hung out naked that whole time?
Yeah.
It's the 70s.
So you can understand. No. How old do you think I am?
Well, when was it? The 80s?
Yeah, actually, this would have been 80s. I was 14, so it'd been about 87.
Kind of checks out. I could see that happening in the 80s.
Yeah. I overshot a little bit.
And then,
how old was this?
Well, the next year I was working for a Shakespeare festival, and that was my second exposure to it because all the actors and actresses had one dressing room tent. So I was surrounded by some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen, and they're just having casual conversation with me, and I'm just doing everything I can do to maintain eye contact. But
wait, this is only the second time that you saw boobs?
Yeah, well, with permission, you see them in magazines and accidentally over here and there. But it was just we were doing a production. I was an apprentice at the Idaho Shakespeare Festival, and I went there because I wanted to do technical theater, but I ended up getting casted on all the shows because I was a kid with long hair. So I had the same dressing room as everybody else, and it was just how they did it. They didn't really kind of think about that kind of thing at that time because,
Wait, when was the Shakespeare Festival?
The following year.
That was 87?
Oh,
no, 88, 89, 90.
I thought that the pool incident was 87 and the Shakespeare thing was like last year. That's why I was like, what?
No. Luckily, I've been exposed to a great number of boobs since then, and I've learned actually how to react responsibly around them because a number of friends of mine work in strip clubs or manage them or some area. So you maintain a professionalism by eye contact. So
boobs are hard to not look at. I'm just gonna say, boobs are the best. All kinds of boobs.
Oh, they are.
I agree.
Oh, they are. And when you have the permission, it is fantastic. When you come up to that exchange of like, if you want to do this, I'll do this. That is 100% aces, and I suggest it.
Wait, what?
Going forward.
Consent is the best.
What if you just? He was just describing consent, and I got really
Boobs are awesome. Consent is great.
And yeah, okay. And when
Butts
you have
are good.
When you have what did you say? Butt licks?
Butts are good. I mean, sure,
Butts are good.
Into butt licking. Butt licking's good.
Our most useful cult of the month when it comes to dealing with sex is actually, its symbol is a Y with an umlaut over it, but it's pronounced by your favorite orgasmic sound, and it doesn't have to be your own, and it doesn't have to be consistent. And the official motto is that thank you for masturbating, because they believe that it's a lot easier for a person to take their responsibility for their own sexual needs and expressions and not force it upon others. And so when it comes to masturbating in this modern society, we have just an easy rule that tends to keep people safe, and that's ladies first. If you think it's a situation where masturbating is going to occur and there are ladies present, let the ladies start it off. If the ladies start off the masturbating,
I'm just going to jump in and say I like the pool story better. Wait, I don't. What's the name? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about masturbation is good, but consent is sexier.
Yes, that's true. Wait.
Yeah, but
you say like in a peeping Tom situation.
Wait. What are you saying, Shaina?
I just remembered you went on a naked cruise.
I did go on a naked
That's
cruise.
a story.
Oh, okay. So the sequel to this book.
We'll have that story.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
I did go on a naked cruise.
I'm sorry to interrupt. It just occurred to me.
No, it's true. I mean,
not the other stories about seeing boobs and butts and stuff, but I'm just saying, like, that's like a legitimate body.
Oh yeah. I still would rather.
You also have a certain, at least I, as a person with a male body, I feel a certain kind of, there's that exposure of being nude in front of others, and there's also how are you allowed to biologically react to what's around you?
You mean like, can you get a boner if you see a naked body? If you're
yeah.
Why are you dancing around it?
Is it
we all know what you're saying.
I mean, it's a case by case basis. Is it a compliment? Is it awkward? Is it something to lay your drink on?
I think from the experience that I had on the nude cruise, they said if you're getting hard, you should cover it up or excuse yourself.
Oh, really? I wish that rhymed.
I know. Well, I'm sure there is a way. There, if you're having a boner, become a loner.
Great, I like it.
If you're getting hard, go hang out in the yard. No,
don't disregard.
Yeah. If you
what are favorite masturbation euphemisms? The Picard maneuver is a favorite of mine.
The Picard. I think the line's breaking up. The line's breaking.
It happens. I got a lot of water in the tank here. So.
We gotta let you go at Picard maneuver. I gotta let. I've got at some point I need to go to sleep tonight, and I can't. It's not going to happen if the Picard maneuver.
Don't even.
Did we lose him?
I have to say, I love watching Dez's face during all of this.
Elvira is a great caller. You can always count on him to.
I wanted to go out on top of the Picard maneuver.
This was all I would do back at the station, sitting out in the side, out in the studio or in the library there, taking all the calls and listening to some of this type of behavior.
The Picard maneuver.
Don't Google it, Dave. That's gonna be trouble.
I've never heard that one.
Speaking of Googling,
deeply disturbing.
One thing that I Googled that I regretted as a younger person was pink sock.
Oh,
pink sock?
Yeah, a friend of mine told me that when I was like 15, and it deeply disturbed me.
It was disturbing. I was
what
like,
is
oh
that?
my God.
I don't know this one.
I think I have an idea.
I'll let Shaina explain it. I'm not gonna.
I mean, the way I understood it from the imagery was that it's like when the butthole prolapses.
Prolapse rectum.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that's another.
Anyways.
I feel bad for giving Elvira a hard time about the Picard maneuver now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm not complaining. The pink sock
is it's a palate cleanser. It means we can move in any direction. I don't know but it's like maybe how the queen moves or something.
If like, the pink sock, that's like it's a dance. Wait, so the what now? That would be the result of anal sex, I guess.
Too much.
Or like putting stuff in your butt. Or I think you could also get it from like weightlifting.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I haven't experienced any of that with my pull-up bar stuff.
It does now.
It could happen.
Proper breathing.
It's something to think about. One push-up away.
Yeah.
From things going horribly wrong. Yeah. The number, someone's asking for the number 347-474-0260. 347-474-0260. You have Picard maneuver and pink sock to outdo.
Or
someone
or the Keanu.
that they've muted us, and they want to know when the pink sock conversation
Okay, we're
is
done.
over.
Tell them we're done.
The pink
Over
sock
pink sock.
conversation is over for now.
For now.
But I'm about one drink away from Googling it.
Don't rule out
I'm about 3 sips away from Googling it.
a
I'll tell
callback.
myself I won't, and then I will. What's that?
I said we shouldn't totally rule out a callback. Like it might come back
Yeah.
later on. You never know.
Oh, yeah.
But hopefully not. Hopefully we'll move on to greener pastures.
Greener pastures. Is there a pink sock story in the book?
There's not actually. Now that I just remembered when what was the caller's name?
Elvira.
When Elvira was talking
in
about
Minneapolis.
the masturbation
Euphemisms.
it just made me think of pink sock for some reason. And I remember Googling it. Anyways, that's how it
The most disturbing thing about the pink sock is that someone got a good enough look at it that they came up with a nickname for it. Because you would think if you saw
They probably
that.
saw like a book or something.
What's that?
It's probably a doctor that came up with that.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
He or she might have been at like a party though when they came up with it.
Yeah.
It's like fun. It's like pink sock.
It is fun. Yeah, it makes it seem less severe.
Yeah.
It seems like a manageable situation.
Right.
When you think of it in those terms.
Just push it back in.
I think that's what you do, don't you? I would think. I'm not a doctor. I've never had a.
Maybe that's what you do, but I'm sure that once that happens, it's like
It just fun's over, at least for a little while.
Out a lot.
What's that?
I would just assume it's something that you're like constantly thinking about.
Oh yeah, I would think it's on your.
Ian?
Oh, you mean if it happened once, you'd be worried about it happening again?
Yeah.
I thought you meant if it happened that it would be the main thing you're thinking about until the situation was taken care of, like remedied. I'd be like, yeah, I don't think I'd move on to making dinner or anything.
No, definitely.
Let's get this situation downtown taken care of, situated before we do anything else.
Then we can order.
Watch a movie.
Yeah.
What? Oh my gosh.
I got another call here, Dave.
We have another call.
It's Jessica Keibel from the message board.
Excellent.
You there?
Yes, I am.
Hello, Jessica.
Sorry, you have me cracking up. I'm not gonna lie.
What's your sports question? No. Thanks for calling. You're on with Shaina Feinberg, co-author of Everybody.
Yeah, I think your project sounds super cool. I definitely wanted to say that to you.
Thank you.
Everyone's got to order it tonight.
It's not synced, and my eyeballs and my ears aren't working together.
Oh yeah, you want to turn that off for now.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's better. So I want to thank you, for coming on tonight. It's the first time I've been able to watch live in a long time, and boy, it sure is always unexpected, isn't it? So I would like to ask you, who is the oldest person who came up to you and asked you if they could share a story with you?
Oh, okay. Well, the oldest person who came up to us, I believe, was the oldest person who shared a story on the wrote one in was 78. And that was an amazing story, about coming out really late in life. And the oldest the oldest person who came up to us in person was maybe mid 70s. We talked to a bunch of people with walk by the sign and kind of look at us, and then they would come back, and like if we just were like, do you want to talk to us, then they would be like, okay. And then we would sit and talk to them, like the elderly people we would sit and talk to. And they were, they had some of the stories from some of the elderly people we interviewed are definitely out like intense, or
It's a really different time.
yeah, but some of them are like about their marriages or whatever. There's different things. People coming out late in life.
Mhm.
Someone wanted to tell us about having had sex with their minister's son when he had come back from Vietnam in the church. Like people wanted to like tell us things that they had never told anyone.
Wow.
So some of them are these like, wow, that's like an A+ story, and some of them are like, that's a sweet story about like you and your wife or whatever.
Were there any stories that you... I'm sorry, Jessica, go ahead.
I was just going to say it's fantastic, like how it doesn't really matter who you are. Everybody has some story, because in the United States, we're just starting to be more open about talking about sex and stuff like that. And that's regional too, mind you.
Yeah.
Not everybody's so open about it.
No, it's true. Some people who were talking to us were like older men talked to us about Viagra, and some, there were so many kinds of stories that people wanted to tell. And it was interesting. We had one older woman we met in New Orleans who was like, I was the person who taught she was there with her adult daughter, and she was like, I was the person who taught all of my daughter's friends about sex. So she was just someone who had always been open and was willing to be open with us now. So it didn't seem weird to her. And some people definitely were only being open with us because it was anonymous. So, but it was cool.
It's freeing.
Yeah, it was also really cool. I mean, maybe this doesn't sound cool, but it was really cool to hear people talk about like menopause too. Like some people.
You remind me that I didn't change my name on the YouTube, so I can't share.
But if you were to share, what would it be? No, you don't have to.
Oh, I was one of those girls who looked 18 when she was 11. I didn't have a chance. So Elvira sounds like he's kind of a nice guy, but then he might have been the guy spying on us at the beach too. It's hard to judge.
Wait, I'm sorry. What? I missed that. I just heard 11 and 18.
I was one of those people raised by very young people. So, and we were in California at that time. So it was just an interesting time. The 70s and the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to go.
All right. Well, thank you, Jessica.
I have to go in this room, and my chihuahua's name is Vicious for a reason. He hates me. So it's going to get loud.
Well, be sure to get Shaina's book.
I'm going to, yeah.
Yay.
It looks really cool. I'm going to get my daughter one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Everyone. We're artists around here. We love that kind of thing.
Awesome.
So,
Where are you calling from, by the way?
I'm in Irvington, New York right now.
Oh, cool.
Oh, beautiful this time of year.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I've watched your show from Vermont, so.
Oh. I like it. You're on the go.
Well, I just go from one safe place to the other safe place. I'm not going to lie.
That's good.
So you guys be safe.
You too.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Shaina.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, honey.
Oh, there's the link in the chat there. And if you're listening on the podcast version,
put it in the show notes too.
Thanks, guys.
Everybody, 2 words, Shaina Feinberg and Julia Rothman. This is exciting, and I'm if there is a sequel,
Dave, I'll text.
I'm ready.
Okay, great.
Chris and Des, do you guys have any stories that you're gunning to get in the sequel, like I am?
I feel kind of bad right now. I don't really remember the first like set of boobs that I came across in the wild, unless it's just the first girl I got to second base with. But I don't specifically have a memory of.
I don't know if it was Jones Beach or Long Beach, but I was at the beach with my family, and there was I was probably like 10 years old, and there was like a maybe like 25-year-old couple, and the woman was just topless, and it blew my mind. She's just lounging.
Maybe some side boob. That's about it. Maybe.
Yeah.
Best I get. I don't know.
I think that there's something there.
Yeah.
There's something about the beach. I don't know. It's
something about the beach. Something about the wood. Weren't we talking about the woods on the last show?
That is a thing. Apparently, a lot of people have their first experience with porn was finding it.
Yeah.
In the woods.
Stashing in the woods.
Yeah, there's always yeah. I guess it's where people stash porn in simpler times.
Yeah.
You know, when it would be in paper form. Yeah, I wonder. Though yesterday, I will say, and this is I think just my childhood, my inner child coming out. Weirdly, because I've been painting random items lately, and I've posted some of them on Instagram. A friend who bought, I guess she's flipping houses, and she bought this house, and she's like, there's this house full of stuff, and there's a dumpster, and the guys that are going to fix the house up are just going to throw everything out. So if you want to go to this house and just see if there's anything in there you want to paint, go for it. So I go over there, and it was 4 floor, basement. It was 4 floors of, it was basically like hoarders, just stuff. Like I couldn't fathom that anyone ever lived there in the state of this place, but it pretty much looked like maybe someone just died and all the stuff was there. I don't know, but I didn't find anything that it was just all junk. But then I got to the attic, and there was like stacks of magazines and things like that, and then my inner child kicked in. I said, here we go. Here we go. But even that came up empty. No porn.
I've seen those things that you paint, and they are amazing.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
You really got to start
selling like tons. I feel like you could make so much money doing those.
But he does it for the love and the creation.
Yeah.
If I knew I could make, I don't know. It's fun. No, I just do it. It's fun to do. But it would be fun if I could make some money do it. But it is nice. I just like to, paint random objects. I was working on a random object earlier. It's nice to like to throw something like I just kind of paint them gradually, and I take breaks from writing and stuff, and then I go and paint some. Maybe I'll paint like I thought of painting like some sexually charged thing, but it seemed off brand. Because I've been painting like
ironic.
Yeah. I can't bring, too repressed, I guess.
The ones I've seen of yours are like very floral, right?
I do some flowers, yeah. But I maybe move on. Who knows where I'll be in a week's time?
Dave, you're so talented. You have so many talents.
Oh, stop it.
It's true. I'm just thinking, as a mother, I'm wondering, like, is there something you can suggest that I do so that my child would be like? I feel like I'm a hard worker.
You are. Well, you're so talented. You do so many different things, and you're great at all of them.
I get to like play musical instruments like you and paint objects like you, and you're funny. I mean, he is funny, all right. He's funny, and he's really good at falling. Like he has like the
Oh,
clown in him, so he can fall.
oh, night, like pratfalls.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah. But
Um,
I would like. So is there something that you suggest that I do to like get it so that he'll become someone who can paint objects and also shred on a guitar?
I think you just have to tell him that one day he has to get a real job,
Okay, and
and
that'll
he'll
scare him in.
rebel against that. I think that's all I did. Is because I think I was supposed to grow up and be like a someone with a job and contributing to society in a conventional way, and I was like, oh, I uh better not do that.
Yeah.
And so I just did everything but.
Well, okay,
I
that's
guess
now I know.
that's my thinking. Oh man, I have an itch. There's these massive they're called like midges, I think. Do you guys know
Oh
what those are?
yeah, yeah.
What is it?
Basically under attack every day. I
Little
go up.
bugs that bite you, right?
I think they're also called. I don't know. No, I don't know why I'm jumping around. Well, that's pretty much.
They overwhelmed you. Now you're distracted.
They overwhelmed me, but wait. Let's look. Let's look this up. This is just so I can. Midge. Okay, Midges, Ohio. There it is. I guess it's like a thing. Okay, yeah. This is what they are. Midges. I think they're also called Canadian soldiers, maybe.
Different from a saying.
What's that?
Different from a gnat. It's not a gnat.
They look like mosquitoes, but there's literally, yeah, erroneously called Canadian soldiers. Oh, they're native to the area, I guess. Now I'm looking at this.
I think the New York
Anyway,
had a big problem with the midges a few years, about 10 years ago, that they got overwhelmed in a playoff game, kind of screwed everything up for them.
oh, the Indians?
Yeah, they were playing the Indians, and the midges got the win.
There's so many of them that this has happened to me both in the morning and at night. I'll walk out in the morning with a coffee, at night with a glass of wine. I'll walk outside to play with Sweet Lucy, and my whole mug or glass will become full of insects.
Gosh.
And you know what I do? I just kind of throw the top, I just splash off the top layer of insects, and I just keep drinking it, whatever the beverage is. Because I'm an animal.
Totally normal.
I just go like this. I'm like, okay, all the layer of insects is gone. But let's focus. Let's focus. For those watching the video, which I guess everyone is watching live, who's watching live, though you can't see this, Shaina, since you left to have a human baby,
Yes,
your son, who is now 26 years old.
that's right.
No, but he's getting old. He's growing up fast. I've alternately said that you were away because of a botched cosmetic procedure.
Yes.
Just making up excuses. But you look amazing, and
Thank you. It's the surgery.
The surgery.
Yeah.
Is it's all been worth it.
Yeah. It was painful and pricey, but
yeah,
I rearranged a few things, tightened a few things.
The results speak for themselves.
Thank you. I said I wanted to look more Jewish if possible, and they made it. So.
When you said tightened a few things, I wasn't thinking of you, but in general, my mind went back to pink sock.
Yes.
Which I feel like
that was mainly what I got tightened. Was my
needed to get back to. Since we just have a few minutes, you got to bring it back to pink sock.
Rejuvenation.
Yeah.
I think I asked this question already, but is there pink sock in the book? Did we talk about that already? There's not. We established this.
It's an oversight. But you know what? That's episode 2 of our book. Our
pink sock. Oh my gosh.
Our sequel. Yeah.
I'm just gonna run a check here. I'm not gonna Google it, but you know when Google tells you.
You don't Google pink sock.
No, I'm Googling pink
S and then see what else.
S and see if the S it does.
Right to sock.
Right after pink singer, there's pink sock.
Okay.
So I don't know what the
I wonder if
average
she toyed with that.
pink sock. I was gonna one of Pink's fans, like pink sock. I like pink socks. They're in for a rude awakening.
There's also pink sweater.
What's that?
What is
This
that?
is like a pink sweater.
Oh, that's just
Like
that.
Google search.
That has nothing to do with
No.
the aftermath of
You would look good in a pink sweater.
me.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if I can. I don't know. I think I look horrible in everything. That's just my own hang up. But thank you. I might give it a shot. Wait, now I was saying like what pink sweater. What pink sweater would be a euphemism for? I guess that would be
Sweater, I think of like chest, like a body hair.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not that exciting.
What encounter could go horribly wrong?
Have to
and
be
give
like
you a pink sweater.
Like you lick the person everywhere and then throw pop rocks at them.
Oh yes, that's probably I can guarantee that someone in the world likes to do that.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
Chris was kind of quick with that one. I don't know.
It might be Chris. Chris
Yeah,
might be the person
yeah.
to do it.
Yeah, Chris. I don't know.
Pop rocks or nerds. Remember nerds? Nerds.
Oh, I loved nerds. I like pop rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Cotton candy. I don't like it, but it exists.
I like cotton candy.
Like the raspberry flavor all over someone's body.
Yeah. This is the kind of stuff I'm gonna get up to just to guarantee.
Yeah.
Getting in book 2, the sequel.
The sequel.
Everybody 2.
Yeah.
But everybody you say everybody, right?
Everybody, yeah.
Oh, there's the cover again. If there's not a spike in sales, I'm going to be enraged. I'm saying this is to the listeners. I'm saying this. Everyone.
I made my mom pre-order the other night, so she had. So I know we sold one copy.
Yeah, get on it. Yeah, if your mom's not pre-ordering it, then,
And who is? I don't know.
Then who is? Damn it.
Yeah.
Now I would be grounded if I wrote such a book.
Really?
I would be absolutely grounded. Oh yeah, Catholic family.
Well,
None of them have even. What's that?
There's all kinds of people in it talking about all kinds of things.
I cannot wait for this book. Everyone get it. Everybody, by Julia Rothman and Shaina Feinberg. It's Little Brown is the publisher.
Yeah.
And we have 1 minute before basically my computer explodes.
Thank you so much for having me on. It was great to see your face, Dave.
Yeah, you too. I can't wait. I saw you, I think, right before the pandemic. What's that?
No, right before. I had like a delicious meal with you at that place around the corner.
Yeah.
And
then the pandemic.
That was it.
But we'll have there's delicious meals together in the future.
Sure.
And I will delight you with an anecdote about my first pink sock. No, just oh, that would have been just the perfect cue the outro music. All right, it's 10:30.
Bye.
Thank you, Shaina
Thanks,
Feinberg.
For having me. Bye, guys.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks for everyone listening in the podcast. If you want to support the program, go to MaximumFun.org/join. Thank you, Des. Thank you, Chris.
Bye.
And everybody get Everybody, the book.
Thank you. Bye.
I guess